G'day everyone, Ian Fegan here, also known as Professor Shoelace. Today's video is about army lacing, and this is an inside-out version of bow tie lacing that's used by various armies such as the British, Dutch, French and Brazilian. And it's used on those sort of heavy army boots. These are actually normal leather boots, but heavy army boots that have thick leather sides that normally don't flex very easily. Now with army lacing, you can see that there's no crossovers that go over those edges. That allows them to bend out more easily at the ankle and give it that extra flexibility. Let's begin by looking at army lacing on my Ian Shoelace site, which if I scroll up to the diagram and animate it for you, you can see that all the verticals are on the outside and all the crossovers are on the inside, and that's what gives this its extra flexibility. Now let's look at that on a real shoe. I've started straight across the bottom and out through the bottom eyelets, and that's on this shoe with 6 pairs of eyelets. Now we run each side straight up and in through the next higher eyelet. Then we cross the ends and run them out through the next higher eyelet. Again, feed in through the next higher eyelet, straight up the outside. Cross the ends and feed out through the next higher eyelet. Quite a simple formula that will work on any low sneakers like this or even very high boots. At the top of the shoe you should feed in through the top eyelets, and that's where you would tie your knot. I'm using my Ian knot, the world's fastest shoelace knot, but you can use any knot you like. Now one thing you'll find when you reach the top of the shoe, here is the lacing done compared to regular crisscross lacing, and because there's none of those crisscrosses on every second eyelet, you end up with a lot of extra shoelace left over compared to the crisscross that has a normal length. The other thing you'll notice here on a shoe with 7 pairs of eyelets, which is an odd number, I've started straight across and in through the bottom eyelets rather than the even number which started straight across and out through the bottom eyelets. And that will ensure that you'll still end up going in through the top eyelets and giving it that extra flex all the way through. So that's it. That's army lacing. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want more information, diagrams, instructions, animations, you can go to Ian's Shoelace site.